Okay, welcome third graders to the test review for 1.2. We're going to be looking at the math, grammar, comprehension, and writing. What is the place value of the underlying digit? This is the millions place. This is the hundred thousands place. For these here, you could use a multiplication or division chart. Remember, for these tests, you can use your homework to help you solve these. 56, 18, 45, 48, 9. Let's see, 6 times 6 is 36. Yes. 11 times 12 is 132. 10 times 11 is 110. 7 times 4 is 28. And 5 times 7 is 35. So if you know your multiplication facts, that'll help you with your division. Solve. Let's see here. I could do this one standard, and then I'll do that. Well, actually, let me do this one standard algorithm, and I'll use this one. I'll do a number line. It's got my number line here. We're starting at 937. I'm going to add 500 right off the bat. That takes me to 1437. Oh, I should have just added 600. Because then I could just subtract 7. So I'm going to do that, actually. So that takes me to 1537 now. Now I went too far by 7. So I need to go back this way. So I've added 600. Now I need to subtract 7. And that takes me to now 1530. Hopefully you can see that with the camera. 1530. Okay, standard algorithm. I can't take away 6 from 4, so I'm going to need to regroup. I look at the tens place, but I can't borrow there. I can't borrow there because you can't take away 2 from 0. You can't take away 5 from 0. So I'm going to need to borrow all the way across. Let me see if I can turn on the light here. No? Okay. Kind of a shadow. Okay, so I'm going to borrow from the 9. That becomes an 8. So I borrowed 1. Now I need to borrow from the 10. Make that a 9. Now I need to borrow from this 10. That becomes a 9. So I regrouped all the way across. 14 minus 6 is 8. 9 minus 2 is 7. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 8 minus 3 is 5. 1548. Okay, 36 times 7. Now, this is kind of tricky. So what I would do is break apart 30 and 6 so that you have 7 times 30 and 7 times 6. So by using the distributive property, by breaking this 3, which is in the tens place, into 30, and then the ones place, which is 6. So maybe that's a little bit easier for you. Now 7 times 3 is 21. And then we add the 0 at the end. Because it's 7 groups of 30. 7 groups of 30. 7 times 6 is 42. And then we're going to add those up. And we get 252. Okay, for 48 divided by 4, we're going to use partial quotients. Let's see here. Let's see, 10. 10 times 4 is 40. Subtract, I get 8. Can 4 go into 8? Yes. 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, you get 0. Then you're just going to add those up, and the answer is 12. Okay, complete the pattern. 3 times 10 is 30. So 30 times 10 is 0. If you see the pattern here, 1 0, 1 0. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. 3 zeros, 3 zeros. 4 zeros, so that means you're going to have 4 zeros. Comma doesn't go there, comma goes there. 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, so now you need 3 zeros here, or 4 zeros, excuse me. I keep putting the comma in the wrong spot. What's the pattern here? 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros. Now you need 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go back in and put the commas. Round each number to the nearest 10. So we're looking at this place value here. The 8 is in the tens place. So that means we need to look to the right. If it's 5 or higher, we bump up the digit 1. If it's 4 or lower, we keep the 8 the same. It is 5 or higher, so the 8 becomes a 9 now. 5,039, and the rest of the digits become 0. To the nearest 1,000, which is this place value here, we look to the digit to the right. It is 4 or lower, so we leave the 4 alone, and the rest of the digits become zeros. 100,000, which is this place value here, so we look to the digit to the right. It is 4 or lower, so we leave the 7 alone and make the rest of the digits zeros. Compare the numbers. Okay, this number only goes to the 10,000s place. This number goes to the 100,000s place, so that's bigger. Both of these numbers go to the 10,000s place, but this is a 7 and that's only a 5. Let's see, both of these numbers go to the millions place. 1, 4, 3, 2. Oh, look at the hundreds place. This is a 4 and this is a 7. So that beats it out. Write the number in expanded form and standard form. Let's see, 342,507. You kind of have to say it while you're writing it. And then expanded form is by place value, so you have 300,000 plus 40,000 plus 2,000 plus 500. There's nothing in the tens place, plus 7. Okay, that is the math test review. Save the comprehension and the writing for last. Write the word sisters as a possessive noun. Let's see, the house belongs to the 2 sisters. Okay, so there's more than one. So that means the apostrophe is going to go after the S. Underline the verb in the sentence. Rewrite the sentence in the, okay. Scores is the verb. And to make this the future, I'm going to need the helping verb will. So Frank will score a goal for his team. So you use the helping verb will in front of the main verb score. Underline the adverbs and circle the adjectives. Okay, adverbs describe nouns, adverbs describe verbs, adjectives describe nouns. Okay, little is describing the dog, so we need to circle. Barks is a verb, so always is describing the barking. Loudly, this is also describing the barking. At the gray squirrels. Gray is describing the noun squirrels. Which conjunction best completes the sentence? I need to put the ice cream in the freezer so it will not melt. When you use or, it's kind of like an option. I want this, or I want that. So you use or when there's like a choice. And is when you're combining two things together. And the so is like a cause and effect. If I don't do this, then this will happen. I have to do this, so this will happen. So is a cause and effect relationship. And that's what we have here. If I don't put the ice cream in the freezer, it will melt. So I need to do this, so this will happen. Is the sentence below simple, compound, or complex? Bailey, no one enjoyed going to the baseball field for games. There is no coordinating conjunction here. There is no coordinating conjunction like fanboys. Those are coordinating conjunctions. And there's no subordinating conjunctions like while, because, stuff like that. So now there is an and here, but in this sentence, it's not functioning as a conjunction. So this is just a simple sentence. Which word best completes the sentence? Keisha has, this is not how you spell a lot. You have to separate the two. Oh, so this is wrong. This is correct. Underline the words that should be capitalized. Victor's favorite store is Walmart. Those are proper nouns. Proper nouns are always capitalized. Rewrite the following as a complete sentence. My cup is empty, I will go fill it. Okay, we talked about a fragment sentence, or actually a run-on sentence, is when you try to combine two sentences together. So a run-on. A run-on sentence is when you try to combine two sentences together, but you fail to use a coordinating conjunction in the middle. Remember, a coordinating conjunction is like a fanboys. So my cup is empty, I will go run it. This is actually two sentences here, but this person failed to use a coordinating conjunction to combine them. So that's a run-on. So my cup is empty is the first sentence. We could put so here. So I will go fill it. Comma, so. There's your coordinating conjunction that you need to use when you're combining two sentences. So I will go fill it. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the comprehension. Okay, what is the main idea of the story? What is the main, tamales are delicious? Well, that's true. I don't think that's the main idea of the story. The main idea has to be what the entire story is about, not just part of it. And the fact that tamales are delicious is true, but that's only part of the story, so no. Maria's grandmother is a good cook. That also is true, but that's not what the entire story is about. The tradition of tamale making is important to Maria's family. Now that kind of sounds like what the whole thing was about. I'm going to circle that, but I'm not quite sure if that's the correct answer yet. Jackie enjoyed learning how to make tamales. Once again, that is true, but that's not what the whole story was about. The whole story was about how the tradition in Maria's family in making tamales, it was a party, right? It was fun. And it's important to them because all the family comes over. Maria's grandmother says, Maria's grandmother says, it takes a lot of hands to make good tamales. What can you infer Maria's grandmother means by this saying? Like, a lot of people need to come over and help. So it's impossible to make tamales without help? No, you could make them without help. It would just take a lot longer, right? She's just saying the more people are there, the more people can help out, so you can make them faster, and everybody can kind of focus on what they're best at and make the best tamales. How does the author support the idea that helping with something makes you appreciate the outcome? I mean, that you just, when you put your work into something, you're going to appreciate it more than if you just get it, right? Because it took your time, it took your energy, it took your strength to do something. So when you're done, you're going to enjoy it more because it took a lot more out of you. So I think I like the chicken ones because I helped make them. Oh, yes, I think I like the chicken ones because I helped to make them. First of all, this should not be a separate. Should all be one sentence there. That's a mistake. Okay, let's see here. This does support it, right? Why does she like the chicken ones? Because she helped make them. I'm going to circle it, but I'm not sure. It takes a lot of hands to make good tamales. Maybe that might work. Your grandmother must like to cook. I don't know how that supports the idea that when you help, you enjoy it more. No. We sing songs and tell stories. No. Helping with something makes you appreciate it. That one might work also, to be honest, because you are kind of working together, or you're doing it. I think A is the best, though. Why does she like the chicken ones? Because I helped make them. She's not just singing songs. She's actually, she's the one that made the chicken ones. 4. Based on the details from the story, what can you infer masa is? Well, the masa was what they spread in the husks. And I think the grandmother said that they used to crush the corn way back in the day. So, is it the husks? No. The spread goes in the husks. So it's not the husks. I think where the grandmother says, I used to have to crush the corn to make the matzah, that tells me that it's corn. Okay, jump into the writing here. Read the story. Try something new. What do you think Jackie will tell Brittany about her experience at Maria's house? Brittany was the one that couldn't make it. Based on the text, write what you think Jackie will say. Use at least 2 examples from the text to support your answer. Okay, so we need to state our main idea. So we could say, make sure you indent. I think Jackie will tell Brittany. Now, we got to remember, whatever we think Jackie will tell Brittany, we have to be able to find support from the story. So I'm just going to be kind of general here. I think Jackie will tell Brittany she had a fun time. You notice how I'm real general here. Fun time. I can include a lot of things that Jackie did at Maria's that would be considered fun. So because I use something kind of general, that'll help me. I can find lots of examples in here where Jackie likely had a fun time. One example from the text to support my opinion is I mean, we could say that she liked the chicken ones. Let's see. On Saturday, Jackie watched in Maria's kitchen as the family made tamales. Everyone had a job. I mean, that's kind of fun, right? Doing some work. One of Maria's aunts softened the corn. When I was a little girl, we ground our corn for our masa. Would you like to help? Sure, said Jackie. Okay, so she wanted to help, so that's an example that she's having a good time. One example from this text to support my opinion is Jackie decided to help the family when she said, comma, quote, oh, she only says sure though. Yeah, we don't have to have a quote in there. We could just kind of end it there. So one example from the text to support my opinion is Jackie decided to help the family. Another example from the text you could put other evidence from the text. Another example from the text to back up. Now we could say support my opinion again, but we're trying to kind of not say the same thing again. So support my opinion and back up my idea is the same thing, but we're just using different words. Another example from the text to back up my idea is, let's see, she likes to help. Jackie's carefully putting the chicken mixture down the center. That seems like oh, look at this. Soon Jackie was helping like one of the family. Everyone talked, laughed, and told stories. So that looks like she's having fun. Another example from the text to support my idea is when it states, comma, beginning quotation marks, everyone talked, laughed, and told stories. See how I'm quoting this right from the text? I have my quotation marks. Okay, look at nice and full. I have my main idea. I tell the reader what I'm going to talk about, and then I support it with two examples. One example from the text, another example from the text. I even have a quotation in here. Oh, but I forgot to end it up. Finish it with quotation marks. Okay, so we have the writing, the comprehension, the grammar, and the math for 1.2. Hopefully this helps you with your test review.